Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm Dylan Sexton, your host of Rock Rocking Rocker. This is the first episode of my new video blog. I'm trying to get this up and going. I'm sorry for the low-tech nature of this until I win the lottery or somebody shows me how to do this in a better, more professional manner. This is how I'm going to proceed. I was just listening to Phish. My wife and I are going to go see Phish for the first time on October 24th at the Verizon Theater. We got our tickets in the mail. I don't think we ever thought we'd be able to see Phish. I mean, it's really hard to get tickets. We had to get these from a lottery. So anyway, they have such a large catalog, especially for their live performance, that I have to really go through a lot of what I've got. I started listening to them in 2003, and I'm like the fan that bands like Phish really like, because I buy everything, including the holder for all of their live recordings. So anyway, I'm having to go through here because I haven't really listened to them in a long time, and I want to be familiar with at least maybe one song that they play in their 3-hour set. Today, for this first episode, I'd like to discuss the nominees for the 2017 class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is always a fun topic of discussion. The results will be announced in December, and the induction is going to be next April. But there's a bunch of bands that have been nominated, and I guess we're going to talk about them. I've got some pictures up here. So first off, we have the Zombies. I'm going to say no. Good band, but no. Yes, absolutely, positively, yes, should get in. Yes, represents progressive rock, and I don't know, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has seemed to have had a, bias against progressive rock, and especially bands like Yes for a long time. But there is no progressive rock without Yes, and so definitely Yes gets in. Tupac Shakur, no. The Cars definitely get in. The Cars were the bridge between hard rock and new wave, and Heartbeat City was such a successful album when it came out. I mean, it was everywhere. I mean, definitely the Cars get in. Steppenwolf, I'd like to say they get in. I mean, John Kay kept the band going for a long time. They had some good songs, Magic Carpet Ride, Born to Be Wild, which some say coined the phrase heavy metal, and The Pusher, but no, I'm thinking they don't get in. Pearl Jam, yes, of course, Pearl Jam gets in. MC5, other than Kick Out the Jams and its famous curse word, I don't see where they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Kraftwerk, they tell me that they've influenced a lot of new wave bands, and I believe it, but I don't know. I try to listen to Kraftwerk every now and then, and I'm not even sure I consider it music. So I know it's an unpopular opinion among music fans, but I don't think they get in. Journey, yes, definitely Journey gets in. They're long overdue for getting in. They have many best-selling albums, many hits that are, mainstays on rock radio. Long overdue. Journey gets in. Joe Tex, I have to admit I had to do some research on Joe Tex, and I have to say I don't see how he even got nominated. Joan Baez, she's a good singer. She reminds me of every girl who picked up her voice, especially reminds me of every girl that picked up an acoustic guitar in the early 70s and late 60s. Diamonds and Rust is a good song. I like the version by Judas Priest better, so I don't think she gets in. Janet Jackson, no. Jane's Addiction, no. J. Geils Band, oh man, they're such a good bar band, such a good party band, but other than the Freeze Frame album, I don't see their popularity as being really much outside of the New England area. ELO, I know this is going to be unpopular, but they have a lot of great hits, a lot of mainstays on rock radio, but I don't. I'm going to vote no. Depeche Mode. I've got to admit, I don't know that much about Depeche Mode. I've heard a few songs, and I'm not a real big fan of synthesizer music. However, having said that, I know that they're very popular. I know that they're influential. I know lots of people that like them. And I'm going to say yes, they get in. Chic, Bernard Edwards on bass, Nile Rodgers on guitar. Very influential guys. Tony Thompson was a great drummer. I mean, if you saw him play drums with Phil Collins and Led Zeppelin at Live Aid, you'd think, man, what a powerful drummer. But Chic, had the song "Le Freak," which actually hit #1 on the charts 3 times. I remember listening to American Top 40 back then, and it hit #1, fell out of #1, hit #1 again, fell out of #1, and hit #1 for a third time, which I think is a record. But I think Bernard Edwards and Nile Rodgers were more influential outside of Chic than they were in Chic, so I'm going to say no. Chaka Khan, no. And Bad Brains, punk band, kind of reggae band from Washington, D.C. I don't even know why they were nominated, so no. And that's it. All right, so that's it for this first episode. I'm going to try to put out an episode maybe once a week. We'll see. If you like it, subscribe below and keep coming back. Okay, for right now, I guess I'm going to go back to listening to Fish.